shows two branches, anterior and posterior tibial artery. First, we will see about posterior tibial artery. It gives off many branches. First, it gives off anterior and posterior tibial recurrent arteries. They anastomose at the knee joint, and it also it gives some muscular branches which supply the adjacent muscle present in the leg. And it gives anterior lateral malleolus malleolus artery and anterior medial malleolus artery. Then it gives lateral tarsal artery, and it gives off dorsalis peroneal artery. The peroneal artery gives off perforating branches. They pass into the interosseous membrane to supply the anterior part of the tibia, and it also gives nutrient artery to that's all. Posterior tibia.
Next, posterior artery. This is posterior side. Popliteal, and here from this branch. Sir, I can't.
Okay, no problem.
Can't.
After the palpatory muscle, it from the palpatory artery, it gives to posterior tibial artery. It gives branches or peroneal artery and muscular artery and nutrient artery to the tibia, and we have also the medial maxillary network is anastomosis together, and calcaneus branch of lateral also there in posterior tibial artery. In the you can see here muscular branch, nutrient branch to tibia, medial it give anastomosis together, and we have in calcaneus here also it anastomosis with medial calcaneus network also. From the peroneal, it is a branch of posterior tibial artery. From the peroneal also we have the branch, muscular branch and nutrient branch, and also the lateral it together form the network with anastomosis. This is a posterior tibial artery, and posterior tibial artery continues to form the foot. Sole. It have medial and lateral plantar artery also. That's all the posterior tibial artery.
Veins of the leg. In the artery, in the case, the blood flow from the upper to the down. In the case of vein, the blood flows from lower to upper. I explain only about the leg. From the dorsal venous arch, it gives great saphenous vein and the small saphenous vein. Before coming, there are three types of vein present in it. Superficial vein, deep veins and perforating veins. Superficial veins are the great saphenous vein and the small saphenous vein. Deep veins are the femoral vein, popliteal vein, peroneal vein, anterior tibial vein, posterior tibial vein, and dorsalis pedis vein. Then the perforating veins are the adductor canal vein, below knee perforator, lateral perforator, upper medial perforator, middle medial perforator, and lower medial perforator. Here, from the dorsal venous arch, it leads into the small saphenous vein, which is a superficial vein. Small saphenous vein joins with the femoral vein, which is a deep veins. The deep veins and the superficial vein directly joins, and it leads into the popliteal vein. Then the great saphenous vein, which is a superficial vein, it joins with the deep veins directly, and it gives this is the anterior tibial vein and posterior tibial vein. From the posterior tibial vein, it gives the peroneal vein, and here it gives the lateral plantar vein and the medial plantar vein. From the small saphenous vein, one tributary is present, that is the posterior arch vein. Then the perforating veins. This is the adductor. This is the adductor canal perforator. From here, three perforating veins are present: upper medial perforating vein, middle medial perforating vein, and the lower medial perforating vein. Here, from the anterior tibial vein, it gives into the dorsal pubis vein. Here, the lateral perforating vein present.
That's all. Okay, now.
4 minutes left.
Yes. Now. Oh.
Anterior nerve of neck, it is common femoral nerve or peroneal nerve.
Okay.
And it is superficial peroneal nerve and deep peroneal nerve, and it branches.
Three minutes left, guys.
Posterior portion.
Okay, we are listening.
Okay, I'll tell about the lymph nodes in the leg. We know the superficial and deep lymph nodes are there. In superficial, we have lower ventricular group and upper lateral group and upper medial group. It is a inguinal ligament. It's a inguinal ligament. Below the inguinal ligament, we have in upper lower groups. In lower ventricular group, it drains mostly front of the thigh and except buttocks. That in upper lower groups drain the upper lateral part of the upper umbilical para-umbilical parts and also the buttocks also, and upper medial groups drains it present in the below the end of the inguinal ligament. It's drained mostly external genitalia, penis and except glands. In female hymen it's drained. We have deep directly drains to the superficial papillary lymph nodes, and anterior lymph nodes are there. They are drained directly through the deep. That's all the veins.
Tibial nerve, it is the tibial nerve is the largest branch of the terminal branch of the popliteal. It is the superior genicular nerve, superior medial genicular nerve. It is the middle genicular nerve. It is the inferior middle genicular nerve. It is branches of middle head of the gastrocnemius. It is inferior genicular tibial nerve. It is the plantaris, soleus. It is the
1 minute left.
caudal
Extra.
nerve.
Time is almost finished.
This is the posterior part of the thigh, and I will say posterior part of the leg. I will say about the nerves, and there are found many branches. And first one is the medial cutaneous nerve. This is found in the medial part, and then this is lateral cutaneous. This medial cutaneous, lateral cutaneous nerve. and then this is the posterior cutaneous nerve of the leg, and then this part is known as cephalic nerve, and then this part is known as medial lateral cutaneous nerve of the thigh, the calf region, and then this part is known as posterior communicating nerve, and then this is known as sural nerve. And I will say about the clinical points of them. I have mostly both three main points, clinical points. First, I will say about the peroneal nerve. Peroneal nerve, it's a main nerve found in the leg side, and if any injury or disease caused in the peroneal nerve, it will cause paralysis of the muscle of the peroneal nerve. And then two palpitating regions. First one is found in the calf region of the back side, with that will help for the fluctuation of the foot region. And then next one is which is found in the external, that is posterior tibial artery, that is palpated to found if formed any cramps or any some kind of joint pain found in the this knee part region.
Can you show this by this?
Yes sir. First one is found. First, the calf regions that palpation found in this region. If this we will keep both hands like this, and then we can find when this ankle is bended, we can find the palpation, and we can find any type of a cramp or something injury found in this, and in this region we can find this is that region is known as posterior tibial artery. By finding in this region, we can find any type of same like calf or any kind of cramps or something kind of arteries blocking regions we can find in this palpation. That's all, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
so
you
much.
for giving this opportunity.
Sir, today we are going to see about the foot arteries or foot veins and nerves. Let's start with the arteries.
The arteries are mainly divided into medial and lateral side. Medial is mainly coming from the posterior tibial artery, and in medial plantar artery we have three branches: cutaneous branches, superficial digitorum branches, and then muscularis branches. The muscularis branches goes to the first the greater toe, and in superficial digitorum it has three branches. 1, 2, 3 lies it, and then he will explain about the lateral plantar artery.
Sir, in foot it arises from the posterior tibial artery, sir. From posterior tibial artery, it gives branches to two branches: lateral plantar artery and medial plantar artery. It goes up and divided into two branches: deep plantar and superficial plantar and deep plantar, and it goes straight to the toe. It's like this, sir. Here these are called digital plantar digitalis, and the lateral is common joint here, sir, and this is called dorsal pedicis artery, and plantar metatarsal arteries, and this is proper digital arteries, and dorsal pedicis arteries explained by Deepika.
So dorsal pedicis artery is four branches: lateral dorsal artery and the medial dorsal artery and arcuate arch, and the first dorsal metatarsal artery, sir. This is for This is digitorum. Dorsal medius artery is the continuations of anterior tibial arteries. Its relation superficial, deep, and medial and lateral. Superficial is the skin fascia and inferior extensor retinaculum. Deep is ankle joint. Medial is extensor hallucis longus. Lateral is extensor digitorum longus. That's it.
Venous dorsal venous arch. Here the small veins are formed the dorsal venous arch, and then it is drained into the medial vein, and then it is drained into the saphenous vein, sir. And then it is drained into the greater saphenous vein, sir. And it is drained into the lesser saphenous vein, sir. Some and then drained into the some lateral perforator veins. Here some drains into the medial perforator veins, sir. These are the venous supply of the food, sir.
Okay. Next.
Structures of the foot nerve, sir. This is the common femoral nerve. Common femoral nerve divided into the superficial femoral nerve and the deep femoral nerve. Superficial femoral nerve divided into the two branches. Intermedial dorsal cutaneous nerve and medial dorsal cutaneous nerve. Then deep femoral nerve divided into the two branches. Lateral branches of the femoral nerve and medial branches of the femoral nerve. This nerve for the dorsal digital nerve. That's
Foot region muscles, sir. Abductor digiti minimi muscle innervated by lateral plantar nerve, and then abductor hallucis muscle innervated by medial plantar nerve. Adductor hallucis muscle innervated by deep branch of lateral plantar nerve, and then dorsal interosseous muscle. Four muscles are innervated by lateral plantar nerve, sir. And then flexor digiti minimi muscle innervated by superficial branch of lateral plantar nerve, sir. Flexor digitorum brevis innervated by medial plantar nerve. Flexor hallucis brevis muscle innervated by medial plantar nerve. And then the four lumbricals muscle, lateral medial one innervated by medial plantar nerve. Lateral three muscles innervated by lateral plantar nerve. And then tarsal plantar interosseous muscle, three muscles innervated by lateral plantar nerve. Plantar quadratus muscle innervated by lateral plantar nerve. And then that's all.
Okay. Next.
Tibial nerve, lateral plantar nerve, medial plantar nerve, lateral plantar nerve, supply to the fifth nerve, medial plantar nerve, supply to the common plantar, proper plantar nerve. This is the common plantar nerve.
Okay. Thank
Then
you.
we have the clinical anatomy, and then in a foot we have the arch as present, the arch of foot. If the arch of foot is absent, means we have the leg. If the arch is present, means it will like this, but if the arch is absent, means it will become flat. And we have the pava cavus. Pava cavus means then we have the contractive at the transverse tarsal arch is absent, means it will become like this, and it will become like this. And we have the claw foot. Claw foot means we have the tarsal and metatarsal phalanges and interphalanges. These three will become the disflexion or contractive will occur, means we have the claw foot. The claw foot means it will become like this. And tibial nerve is become damaged, means it will causes the tibial nerve syndrome. Tibial nerve syndrome is occur, means we have the loss of flexion in the toes and foot, and we have the talus calcaneus. Talus calcaneus means the foot when we have the heel at the foot, we like just raise our foot. We walk like this, This is the Talis calcaneus, and Talis rhavus means when this region will become large. Like this, we will walk. These are the clinical significance of the foot.
That's it.
Thank you, sir. That's all.
Okay, what this?